Hey YouTube, how you doing? Thought I'd start Here in My Office 20. This isn't exactly the Here in My Office update that I was hoping to give, considering, as you know, I went to New York City for a fourth round interview. Basically, it was pretty far down the process, and I got an email a couple days ago saying that the position's been canceled. So I guess that was all for nothing, but this means that Utah is off the table. I'm not moving to Utah. So it makes things a little more palatable. It's not like it was a job local in Buffalo that I missed out on, and I wouldn't have required me to move anywhere. It was a job that I was fully prepared to move to Utah to take. Um, but they've canceled it. I don't know. When I talked to them, they said they were building out an office in Utah for internal audit, one which they didn't have prior, and maybe plans changed. They decided to not do that anymore. But it also threw me for a loop a little bit when I showed up on site. I was in the elevator bank with 5 minutes to go to meet with them, and the three people I was meeting got changed up, and they had me meet with other people. I was a little thrown for a loop, but I took it in stride, and I still did the interview, and it went as well as an interview could go. I mean, I didn't have sweaty palms or nothing. It was perfectly comfortable. It was really good. So what have I done in response to all this crap? I never stopped applying. So I was applying to a couple major financial centers right before this interview. Actually, even in the time that I came back from it. While I'm waiting for them, I figured let me get the ball rolling elsewhere. So I've started to receive. I probably have my name out at 10 or 12 banks right now, and I'm counting everybody. I'm counting this position in Utah that got canceled. Um, but again, I keep coming back to the one at the third party risk management job that I applied to it around the same time I applied to the Utah job. That was the one where they said they can get me up trained in New York and let me then still live in Buffalo, which I wouldn't have to sell my house. It would make things a lot less complicated, and I could just sit here and get my settlement, which we're also waiting on. So that's where it stands, guys. I actually just applied to a couple other banks today, and I know I've been kind of secretive on who I'm applying to. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter. I mean, look up the list of the top biggest banks in the United States by assets. I've applied to all of them. Actually, just now I applied to Toronto Dominion Bank. I applied to Deutsche Bank, Barclays the other day. These are all banks that now have my completed resume that I haven't heard from yet. Some of them will go back a few weeks, but I noticed that that has happened in the past. Oh yeah, U.S. Bank out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. My wife was asking me why was I looking at houses in Minnesota. By the way, you can get a really nice house for $1 million in Minnesota. Not a bad cost of living area at all. But but again, we're not going to focus on location. We're going to focus on the opportunity at hand, right? That's what I'm going to have to stick with every day, no matter where I am when I'm in the house working from home or in the office. It's the job that I chose, and it's not really going to matter if I'm in Florida or if I'm in Utah or if I'm in New York City, except maybe for that traveling in New York City, dealing with the subway and all that crap. I mean, I won't look forward to that one bit. But hey, if and it doesn't seem like the jobs in New York City pay that much more for what the cost of living is up in New York City, because when you look at houses such as my house, I pay 20,000 in taxes, but if this house was in the tri-state area, taxes would be like 50. Like, but I don't see those kinds of pay changes in roles. I mean, I maybe see you go to New York City, you might make another 40 or 30 or $40,000 more, but that won't compensate for your taxes being twice as much and your house costing 3 times as much. I mean, I bought this house for 527. It would have been well over $1 million in the tri-state area for sure. But that's why New York City is kind of a hotbed. I mean, there's a lot of jobs there, and of course, a lot of these jobs that I'm applying to are in New York City, and I'm thinking of living in I would live in the New Jersey area. There seems to be a lot of relatively more affordable housing in New Jersey, and when I say affordable, I mean I still want to get, a 6-bedroom, 6,000, 7, 8,000 square foot house, tennis court, pool, all that stuff. I still want all that. And for New York, you're just gonna have to get that. You might have to do some traveling, and I'm prepared for that, guys. So yeah. So if you guys want to get a little bigger understanding of my job search, I would say here in my office, the ladder videos up to this video 20. So maybe starting at 12 or something like that, you'll have videos that are more focused on it's when job opportunities began to come to me. And I started doing interviewing, and even though and this video, it marks the first opportunity that a nail has been put in the coffin after doing interviews and stuff like that. I mean, I've had a few other rejections just off the bat, which I would expect. It's just, sorry, but somebody else met qualifications more than you, and you get rejected off the bat, like robo reject. But this was the first one that really hurt because I put a lot into this, and but it's repeatable, right? I could put the same amount into a job at TD Bank, or whatever you want to call it, Deutsche Bank. I could put the same amount of effort into that, and hopefully they'll find my skills to be just as impressive. But so guys, this just to give you the timeline now where we stand. I became unemployed at the end of September 2018. So we had October, November, December, January, February. So we're into our 5th month of unemployment. And as you know, New York State unemployment runs for 6 months. So this kind of gives you a little idea of what it's taking for me to essentially replace the income that I had, which was $140,000. I need to get a pretty good job to replace that kind of income. And I'm doing what you need to do, guys. I'm exploring nationally. I'm telling them I'll move wherever they need me to move. Bank of America, I just applied there again. Haven't interviewed with Bank of America, but they're out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Again, wonderful bang for your buck with the taxes and with the houses and everything you're going to look at. Because, say you were looking at a big 10,000 square foot mansion, everything you wanted on it, but the taxes in New York, $50,000, it's prohibitive. You can't afford it. But then you take that same house, you put it in North Carolina, and the taxes might be $15,000, less than what I'm paying here. I know that. Like, I'd be the biggest taxpayer over there in the neighborhood because I'm paying $20,000. I'm kind of bouncing around, guys. Go check out my earlier videos. Come up to speed on what my life is all about, how I can afford the houses that I'm talking about, how I got where I got, my finance bachelor's degree, my MBA in finance. I'm a certified internal auditor, all that stuff, and how my career's been going in banking and finance. So check it out, guys. I will link here to the earlier videos and start from scratch. And have a good day, guys. Good luck.